Alexa, what hairstyle should I do for my island vacation?
Check out this tutorial on DIY Boho knotless braids.
Hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. It's Funta from the future. This video was recorded in December of 2024. We are now in January of 2025, so obviously the hair is not the same. I had to take out the boho things. It's not anything bad, I promise, and I'm gonna explain that in a minute. But the hair is looking really rough right now. They're supposed to have been out, but I've just been lazy. Anyways, before I talk too much and digress, it's a long video because it's a very detailed video, but I've also put into chapters so you can skip it to the parts that are like most important to you. In the beginning of the video, my energy is also low, you guys. I was tired, okay? I was tired, please. I was really tired. Another thing I wanted to mention is all the links for everything that I mentioned or I use in the video would be in the description box. Description box. Okay, so now to why the boho hair is out of the hair right now. So I went snorkeling while I was on vacation and this happened. Yeah. So I learned that the hair does not like salt water. Now, I don't know if it's because this is dyed hair, because I have used this hair before, but I got black and that worked very well. I went in the pool, I went swimming, I washed my hair like multiple times. I had no issues at all with it. But I noticed that when I was here, so first I noticed when I went in the pool here, they have salt water in there in the pool in St. Martin where I went to. The video, I'll put like the video here in case you're interested in the vlog for that. But yeah, so they had salt water in the pool, and I noticed that my hair was like dry and kind of tangled when I got out, but I didn't really think too much of it. I just thought like it needed conditioning. So I washed it, I conditioned it, and I went about my day like normal, right? Girl, when I went snorkeling was when I really saw, because the hair said, oh, you tested me the first time, I gave you hints, you said no, now I'm gonna show you. And it really did show me, because it was a tangled mess. So what I would do next time if I'm wearing this hair to go into salt water is I would braid the hair. When I went in the water, I put my hair like this, something like that, but it wasn't braided down, so it was kind of loose. What I would do next time is I will braid it down. I think when you get out the water you will still deal with some dryness, but you can fix that with conditioner. Braid it down so that when you get out of the water you just have to kind of like rinse out the water, rinse it out, it's already detangled, and you'll be good to go. But if you go in the water with your hair loose, girl, no, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. But yeah, that's the only thing that I would say like to like be careful about if you plan on going in water. Braid your hair before you go into water so that you don't end up with a tangled mess like I did. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Enjoy the video. So my hair is already washed. I went to get it washed yesterday, washed, conditioned, all of that stuff. And I also, wow, I look crazy, but I also got it pre-parted. I would have loved to show how I pre-part my hair, so maybe the next time I do braids I'll show that, but for today it's already pre-parted. I made a TikTok video like maybe a year or 2 years ago. I'll put a link to that TikTok here somewhere. That actually is very, I feel like that video explains very well how to part your hair, so I'll put that in here. So if you want to figure out how to part your hair, you can follow that. So I was saying here that if you are going to be parting your hair by yourself and you need like something to assist you or make the parting easier, this mirror is very good for that, and I will put a link to the mirror in the description box. Okay, so this is the hair that I'm going to be using for the braids. The hair is from Ywigs. But yeah, so this is a mix of color 4, color 30, and color 27. I have 3 bundles of this. I don't think I'm going to go through 3 bundles. It's that, and then I'm also going to be using the xpression braiding hair, the pre-stretched one. So I also got the 20, the 30, the 27, and color 4, and I'm going to have to mix these by myself so that you can match the Boho hair thingy. So I'll walk you through how I mix the hair first. Okay, so I have 1 each of the 3 different colors. I'm going to take out the rubber band. The only thing you're going to need for this is honestly your hands, a brush, and a lot of patience. How I usually do this is like, I'll do it in the middle first, separate, and then instead of putting it back like this, I'll put it back like this, right? So now it's like this. Then I'll take this one and then do that. Basically, I'm just making sure that I am mixing, I'm trying to put like each color beside a different color. Like I don't want them to be together, and I keep doing that until I get something that I'm satisfied with. I'll be back when I have something that I'm satisfied with. Okay, I'm done. It's not perfect, but it's close enough to what I like, and it will work for me. What I'm gonna do is separate based on like the size of how I want to attach my braids. And so usually for my knotless braids, for each braid I would use about maybe this much hair, but I would separate this into like 3 or 4, right? So what I'm gonna do is take like this much, add, and basically add on there until this is full. Okay, now that I already filled out the first side, I'm gonna now also pretty much do the same thing for this side. The first thing I like to do is like comb out the top if there's like any tiny hairs that need to go out. Usually, depending on the quality of the hair that you get, there might actually be a lot, but see how this one doesn't have that much because it's actually pretty good hair. And then when I do that, I also use Shine and Jam for like to hold it. So this is what I do. So I'll take like a little bit like that, and because I don't want this hair to like the little hairs to be scattered everywhere, I'll take a little bit, literally just a tiny bit of the Shine and Jam, rub it on my hand, and use that to like hold it down like that. You don't want to use too much, because if you use too much, I notice that it becomes really, really hard. So you don't want to use too much. So I take a little bit like that and I hang it. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing until I fill up this whole thing again. Alright, so now I'm at the front of my head, so I can easily show you everything that I do and everything that I keep in mind when I'm doing the braid. So first thing, when I was doing the back of my hair, I didn't use the pomade, but in the front, I'm going to use the pomade. Very little bit, because we don't want a white cast on your hair. Add this to... I'm just gonna clean this up a bit. Now I'm gonna section it into 3. Take the braiding hair, add it underneath, braid it once, take the boho hair, also add it underneath, and braid that into it. That I'm gonna braid also once. Then I'm going to add another braiding hair underneath, and then braid again. You add one braiding hair first, then the boho braid. You don't have to do this at the very beginning. I only do that at the very beginning because I want it to fall in the front a certain way. In the back, I didn't do it like that. But you basically just add the boho, you add each hair like you're doing regular knotless braids. And then I start to braid all the way down. And every maybe 2 to 3 inches, I will add one of these. Now you see my braid is really thin. It's very intentional. I like my fudge. I like my braid to be thin. But if you want yours to be bigger, you can add more braiding hair, or like more layers of braiding hair into it. So here, I'm gonna do the same thing. Now, the way I add the braiding hair after the first one is different. All the other braiding hair, so what I do is braid it about 3 times and then move it up. So I'm gonna show that to you again. Take my braiding hair, I add just the ends, I braid, and then I separate it. For me, I feel like that makes it extra secure. And I don't have to worry about it falling out. So if you wash your hair, if you go in water, it's very silky, right? The silkier it is, the easier it is for it to fall out of a braid. But if you braid it a few times, it makes it a lot more secure. Also, the number of boho braids that you add to a braid depends on how full you want it to be. I don't want mine to be too full. So I only add about 6, I think, to each braid. I keep doing that until I get to the bottom. Add another one. Again, same thing, braid a few times, separate it. You also want to make sure so that you don't have the tips of the braiding hair just standing out like this. When you're braiding, you want to make sure that you're holding it taut. Is that the right word? Tight, anyways. But make sure you hold it tight so that it's not sticking out. Now when I get to the bottom, again, I don't want the braid itself to be longer than the boho braid. So what I do is when I find that I'm getting really close to the bottom, for the last boho braid that I add to a braid, I check to see that it's about the same length, because I don't want this to be longer than this and I don't want this to be too long either. So I check to see if it's close enough, and when it is, I add it like that, just like I would at any other point in my hair. I braid it a few times. This one I would actually braid a few more times just because it's at the end, and the grip at the end might not be as strong as the grip at the top of the hair. When I'm comfortable, I put that away and then I just braid down the rest of the hair. And that is pretty much it. It is, oh shoot. It is thicker and fuller than I'm used to, but I think after I style it, and I use like mousse and stuff, it'll come down and it'll be better. I'll be back later with the styling and stuff. I finished my hair on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. And yes, this is the first time I'm gonna do anything to it, guys. It's life. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's literally life, okay? Here's what we're gonna need. Mousse, scissors to trim, edge control brush to lay down your edges. The last thing you're gonna need is a spray bottle. All right, let's get to work. We are going to, I'm going to trim the edges. The edges? I'm going to trim the bottom. So it's not very equal right now. It's looking a little raggedy. I'm just going to cut it. Not too much, just a little bit. Literally. And I'm not gonna cut it straight down like that. I'm gonna cut it downwards. So I don't want to cut it too much because I don't want to make the bottom of the braids blunt, right? So this is what we've done. I'm going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Next thing, water. This is just water, no conditioner, nothing. And I'm not going to spray it like all over my hair. I'm just going to spray it like from down here. The reason why I don't want too much water on my hair just yet is because I don't want it to revert. I'm just gonna spray. Ooh. So it's not too drenched. I just want it to be like a little bit damp, just a little bit, not too much. This is the star of the show. Very generous with it. Very, very generous. One pump. They probably say one pump on the thing. I don't do one pump. I do a lot of pumps. And then I'm just gonna do that. And I'm gonna take it to the top of my hair as well. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Now my entire head of hair is kind of like in it. You could use a diffuser if you have one, but I don't have one, so I'm just gonna scrunch it up like that, just like you would if you have like naturally curly hair. Just makes the curls like pop a little bit more. Other side. Okay, I'm okay. Actually, there's one more thing you need. Oil for shine. That small. And I'm gonna do it on both sides. And I'm just gonna do this. I'm not gonna like rub it down. I'm just gonna do like that. A little bit more scrunching actually. That wouldn't hurt. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing. Anything you do to this side, you have to do to this side. Now I'm just gonna do my edges. What you do to your edges is up to you. If you wanna do all the swoops and stuff, you can do that. One thing that really helps with my edges is using this first. Just to kind of like make it damp. Not wet, just damp. Now, I don't like to do too much to my edges, honestly. I really just like to like make it stick back. Maybe just like a teeny tiny bit in the front. I'll pull it out like that. And I'll do the exact same thing on the other side. So this is what it looks like. Now I take my edge control and I just do this on all the hairs that I have brought forward. I don't know, I find that it's easier for me to like swoop it back in when I do it like this. as opposed to if I just put it in like that, right? So now I'm going to take my scarf to tie down. Done. Okay, now that we're done, I don't know, I might put this at the end or the beginning of the video, but I just kind of wanted to give like a summary of like everything that I think is important to know when you're doing a hairstyle like this. So first and foremost, the hair that you use. I don't think you need to get hair from the exact place that I got my hair, but I would recommend getting at least like a mix of human and synthetic hair, because if you get synthetic hair only, it will tangle. You will not enjoy the hairstyle, I promise you. This is the third time that I'm doing like braids like this and I'm using this hair. No tangles, nothing. I literally wake up, put my fingers through my hair, and that's it. If I go into water or something, or if I want to like refresh the curls, then I'll do the mousse, and like you saw in the video, it takes me all of like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes. So the hair that you use, very crucial. 2, I would say you don't need a lot of hair to have like a very full, like look at how full this is. I honestly, this is a little bit too much for me. Usually my hair is a lot flatter than this. And I used, for the braiding hair, like the xpression, I used one. I used 1 pack. So basically the 1 pack comes with 3 little bundles, right? And I used 1 of each color, and that was, and I had a little bit left. That's all I used for literally everything on my head here. And then for the boho braids, I did I had 3 bundles. I used 1 and a little bit of the second one, so not even 1.5. So the boho braids I can use to do an entire whole style again if I wanted to. So that's that with the hair. 2, if you're doing this by yourself, definitely pre-part your hair beforehand. You don't have to pre-part your hair the way I did mine, but at least like have the rolls pre-parted. It would make going through it very easy for you. Another thing is, if you can pick out the hair, both the braiding hair and the boho hair, before you braid, your life would be a lot easier. I really hate it when I had to like stop in between braiding to pick out hair, but I understand that sometimes like you might not have like maybe stuff to put it on, because I didn't, like the rack that I had could only take so much hair, so I had to stop in between to do it, and that used to just really, it used to throw me off. I really didn't enjoy that. So if you're able to pick out all the hair that you need beforehand, I would say definitely do that. I would say braid the hair all the way to the bottom. Like when you're doing the braid and you get to the last braid like this, braid it all the way to the very bottom of the hair. You know what I mean? Like, see, like so, right? Because 1, it helps the braid to stay in place so it doesn't like loosen up, and then 2, you don't have to put the hair in hot water when you do that, because if you put the hair in hot water, I don't know, it's hair, so I don't like, even our natural hair doesn't take very well to very hot water, so I wouldn't put this hair in hot water. So yeah, braid it all the way to the very end so that you don't have to put the boho hair itself in hot water. Okay, the size or the quantity of braids that you use is up to you. The only thing I would say is you can decide how many boho strands, whatever this is, you put on each braid. That's up to you depending on how full you want your hair to be. I used roughly 6 to 8 on each strand, sometimes even 5. But like I said, when you're picking out the hair, make sure this is not too thick. If it's too thick, it would like poke out from the braids, and you don't want that. Like in the back it's okay because like it will cover it up, but I think in the front you might want to be a little bit more careful about that because you don't want that. I showed you guys how to do the braiding here, where if I wanted to like put my hair in a bun or a ponytail and I wanted to leave a little bit of this out here, don't forget to like put this braid at the very beginning so that when it falls naturally, like it's coming out of your hair like this. Right? What else? Honestly, in terms of sizing, people who do like very, very small, extra small knotless braids, I don't know how you do it. If you're doing your hair yourself, I mean, unless you have like a few days or unless you're really fast, I would not do like extra small knotless braids. This is a good size. This is a perfect size. And even this size took a lot longer than I thought it would take. So yeah, if you want to do it really small, just be ready. Just be ready. But honestly, even if you do it, I think it would be worth it in the end because the style is so pretty. It's literally, it's such a beautiful hairstyle. This is just so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice. But yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you guys were able to learn a thing or two from this video. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any questions, put it in the description, not the description box, the comment box. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hello. What the freak is that? Why is he blinking? What I mean? Middle. Medium. English. Medium braids. I was recording the other way the whole time. I did not realize I was recording the other way the whole time. Really good quality hair, and they do. Oh, it's okay. It's not that bad. Sorry, I was being dramatic. That's what I meant when I said you need to be patient, because when you're not, you do things like that to yourself too. Oh, what the heck? Sorry. Let's go. I'm losing my mind. It's 11:28, so if I'm not done with this thing by 6 p.m, I think I'm going to scream. How swollen my eyes are. Oh baby. Ooh. Lovely, lovely, beautiful, spectacular. Give me 14 of those.